What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and today I want to talk about what may be the most critical component, the one thing that's going to ensure that you don't give up on this muscle building journey, right? So as a naturally skinny guy, you want to put on size, you want to, gain weight, you just want to get bigger, right? And so what that's going to entail is that you are eating a ton of food. To the point where some days it may feel uncomfortable, right? The amount of food that you have to eat, the amount of time you have to spend preparing food and eating it in general, right? And then we're talking about doing things like going to the gym a few times a week, performing big heavy lifts. It can get exhausting. It's not necessarily going to be or always going to be what you want to be doing, right? So it's tough. In order to put yourself through this fucking misery, right, for however long it takes until it kind of becomes a habit or grows on you or you start to enjoy it, you're going to have a very powerful purpose, a powerful reason why you want to achieve this goal, right? If you don't have that, the likelihood of you kind of just going through this tough shit every single day, right, to the point where some days you'll be eating when you really just don't feel like it, having to skip out on doing one thing because you have to go make a meal, and the truth is you don't have to be as restrictive or excessive or obsessed, but in the beginning, it's going to seem that way, right, because it's all new to you, right? You went from eating 1 or 2 meals a day to now eating, 5 or 6 meals a day just because you need to get your calories in. You went you went from hanging out with your buddies to like, hey, I gotta go home and eat, that kind of shit. And then on top of that, you're spending time in the gym. And some days it's fun and it's exciting and you're getting a nice pump, and other days you're just like, oh fuck, I don't want to be here. In order to do that for a prolonged period of time, you've got to have a good reason why you want to do it, right? And I'll give you an example. Most of you guys probably know this, but I was a teen dad. By the time I was 22 years old, I had a 5-year-old who went to elementary school, right? So I'm taking him to doctor's appointments and I'm sitting in at parent-teacher conferences, and here I am, 22 years old or so, 107 pounds, looking like I'm still in high school, dress clothes because of the work I used to do. I used to have to dress nicely, and the clothes were just always really baggy on me because I was so small. I was short, still am, and so I just came across to anybody, or at least in my mind I did, as a young punk kid. And here I am with a kid, and so I have this sense, this insecurity, right? Every time I sit down with a teacher, I feel like they're looking at me as some loser kid who had a young kid and now he's fucked, right? And so sometimes the way they would talk to you would just feel, you wouldn't feel like you were being respected. I felt like, not I was being disrespected, but they weren't talking to me as if I were an adult, right? Not necessarily because of the way I articulated myself, but more so for my physical appearance, right? Young kid, looks like he could be anywhere between 16 and 18. Here he is with a kid. I would take him to the doctor's office, and the doctor would pretty much talk to me like I was a fucking idiot, right? Because he feels as if he's talking to a kid. And let's be honest here, most of us talk to kids differently than we talk to adults. And I just felt like, and maybe this was just in me, right? And I was just projecting this, but it always felt to me as if they talked to me like I was a kid, right? So I never had that sense of being respected or feeling like a man, right? So that was my why, right? I wanted to walk into a parent-teacher conference and, and know that this person is talking to me the way I should be spoken to as a man, right? With respect, as an adult, okay? So here I am in a world of adults, not feeling like an adult, and all I wanted was to look like an adult, feel like an adult, and be treated like an adult. That was my why at the time. That was powerful enough for me to eat all the meals, sacrifice here and there, and go in the gym and bust my ass even when I didn't feel like it. So for you, it may be different. It may be completely different, right? But when your why is superficial, right? Something minuscule like, oh, I want to get more girls. That may not be a strong enough why to put yourself through this misery, right? Because let's be honest, in the beginning, before it becomes a habit and a lifestyle, it could feel very uncomfortable, to say the least. So, find your why. Dig deep, and I don't want to get too woo-woo, but, dig deep. Figure out what it is, the real reason, the real purpose for you to embark on this journey. And once you have a strong enough why, then the rest becomes simple. Because now, when you're questioning whether or not you should have this meal, or you're questioning whether or not you should hit the gym, that why is big enough to say, fuck yeah, you better get to the gym, or you better eat this fucking meal, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's my message for you today. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, click the like button below. If you haven't already, make sure to grab my chest training DVD. It's completely free. It's a video series you can download right now. Just go to the link below. Go there, put your name, your email address. You'll get an email from me, and you'll get instant access to all the videos. Again, it's completely free. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.